right, and we're live. Guys, I'm so sorry about the sound quality. I'm back. I'm better than ever. Sound quality may not be the best, but this might be my most important video yet. And let me tell you why. It's very unfortunate that the sound isn't the best, but if you can get through the bullshit and just listen, I think it might help you, your friend, just basically at anything in life. Today I want to talk to you about self-esteem, okay? High self-esteem, low self-esteem, okay? This is what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about past value and value now, right? So when you go out and you talk to people, what are you speaking with, right? Are you speaking at low value or high value? Now, before I get into this, I really want to dedicate this to the people from RSD, Julian Blanc. I've been listening to him all day, so this really sparked something inside of me for the podcast for today. To write down a couple things and just spit them off to you. This really, I don't know. It just basically made me want to give my version of what they were felt like they were telling me in the video, or whoever, their audience in the video. So I decided to use a story, stuff in the past, and just my perspective that could possibly help you, with basically valuing your self-esteem, I can't even talk today, valuing yourself and holding yourself at high value. So first thing you want to do, and like I said, is please, after you watch this, go watch Julian Blanc and RSD, and you'll definitely get a better understanding. But I'm gonna use a story about me, for example. So we'll take it back to high school. High school, man, got the muscles. I had the long hair, the blonde long hair. I was doing good, man. I had high value. Okay, I talked every time I spoke to people. It was with high value. Why? Because people really enjoyed being around me. People enjoyed me joking around, my sense of humor, just me smiling all the time. I'm a smiley person. People enjoyed that. People enjoyed me so much that it made me talk with high value. So everything I said was of high value. I held which means that no matter what you say to anybody, even if you're asking a question, even if someone is above you, the totem pole, no matter what you're saying, it is valued. It is so essential. You have to look at every single thing that you are saying to people as high value. Okay? If you don't, then people are going to look down on you. People are not going to take what you say seriously. You're not going to be able to talk to girls or guys or whatever you're looking for out there romantically. It's going to help you in general. Now, let me tell you the downfall of my high value. Okay, so I'm getting out of high school, right? And I was the shit. A lot of people knew me. I was pretty popular. Talked to a lot of ladies. I did decent with the ladies, and I felt good about myself, right? So, once I got out of high school, I had this crazy fear of ruining because I had such high self-esteem that I thought that if I were to, because I was such a big fish in a small pond, I worked my way up to be this big fish in a small pond, which was high school, that once I got out, if I went to college or university, I would not be that big fish anymore. I'd be a small fish, because I knew that there was going to be guys way more muscular than me, better at talking to women than me, more popular than me, more funnier than me. Maybe not more funnier, but definitely more strong. And I valued my muscles, I valued my strength, I valued who I was, and started to use these douchebag analogies. But on the inner me, that's how I looked at it. I looked at it as I can lift more than anybody, I can talk better than anybody. This really set well with me and made me speak at high value, almost as if you were like Justin Bieber as a kid. Think if you were Justin Bieber. Now they use this, like I said, I'm ripping this off from RSD a little bit. If you were a kid star, Justin Bieber, no matter what you say, even as you're a kid, everyone's going to value every fucking thing you say. You could say, hey, I just took a shit, and people will be like, he took a shit, yeah, because everything they say is of high value. If you look at yourself like that, like everything you speak is of high value, I mean, you're going to be the life of the party no matter where you go. Think about it. When Justin Bieber, he's at such high value no matter what he says it. and means it of high value. He knows that it's valued because everyone's valued on his whole fucking life, and that's how you gotta talk, right? And that's how I spoke with people. That's how I spoke with people, and that was the key. That was the real key to talking with women, meeting friends. When you meet friends, okay, it makes you look better, it higher your social status. That way, women can talk to you more. Once women talk to you more, you be romantic with them. It helps you get a job. It helps you in all sorts of ways. Once I got out of high school, I had this problem of I'm too scared to go to a university because I feel like there's gonna be bigger people, more stronger, with more value, more valuable people than me, and it totally. And I ended up not going, just because I was scared. I was never willing to admit it, but on the inside, I mean, that's really what I was telling people. That I don't really, school's not for me. Well, no, it's that I was scared. But then when you realize, when I take a step back, and I've always known it, but now I'm finally willing to admit that I could have totally went to a school and went from the low end of the totem pole, just like I did in high school, middle school, anywhere you go, at a new job, and worked my way up slowly but surely, and would have got that value back, and quickly. I could have got it back so quickly, but instead I was too worried about, damn, I'm gonna have to start all over again. And what's such a shitty, lazy mindset? Because what that ended up doing was ruining a good relationship to a start. I had a relationship right out of high school I could have salvaged, and it totally ruined my relationship because I had to rethink about who I was, and I felt like I had to, because I was talking to only one girl, I had to lower my value, and that's how it's supposed to be. When really I could have kept talking at high value, and I could have used all of that for my relationship and made my relationship better, and it wouldn't have ended. I wouldn't have been going from job to job, just struggling, thinking about what do I want to do next. I know it's the beginning of your 20s, and that's just how you feel in general, but that's just a big thing right there, right? Sorry, I lost track a little bit, but that's just a big thing right there. Uh, I ended up losing muscle. I ended up getting fatter. I ended up not looking like, if you saw a picture from me my junior and senior high school, I looked totally different. Way more muscular, way more thin. And there was a time period in I even lost weight, and I felt like I was valuable again, but I kept lowering my value and my standards because I was trying to get away from what I knew. I felt like if I could leave that guy behind and find something new, then, and you should leave that person in the past. But no matter what, even if you're leaving that person in the past, you're still finding a new person and learning new things with high value. You alright? With high value. You see what I mean? So, that being said, keep what you're saying, and if you're not doing it now, the key to it is keep everything you say needs to be valued. Everything you say needs to have of high value, and work on it. Work on it. No matter what you say. And it's not a cocky, douchey thing. It's not. Okay? Because you can tell when someone's being cocky and douchey. Usually they're really insecure, and that is a turnoff. And that's it's not to just. We're not even talking about romantically. We're talking about with just people in general. It's like, all right, man, we get it. Even women, anybody just being very cocky and very douchey. They'll say things like, yeah, I don't care, or on the vice versa, like, yeah, I don't care. You're either way, you're not valuing what you say. You need to value what you say. Really think about that. I don't have to use it as an example, because I know that whoever's listening knows exactly what I'm talking about. When you say things, when you go out, when you're going with your friends, you know that what you say is valuable. But then you go out to a bar and you want to speak to people. Well, I don't know this person, so when I talk to them, the value starts to go down. I don't know if they're going to like what I have to say, and maybe I'm reaching, or maybe I'm saying the wrong thing. And oh no, get rid of that. Talk to them like you're talking to your friends. Okay, work on talking to people. Now, obviously, there's going to be some variations, but the core belief, the core value of how you talk to your friends and people who you're truly confident with, that's how you should talk to everybody, no matter what. And that is the core to keeping to helping yourself business wise, romantically, socially, and so on. And like I said, I could have salvaged a good relationship. I could be having a six pack right now. I could be lean with muscle. And like I said, I'm using these douchey analogies, but this is what working out, lifting has always been big for me. So I could still look the same way, or I could look even better than when I was in high school if I would have just kept that value. Because what my mind was saying that we have this thing where it's like, oh, value's bad. I'm not worthy enough. I'm not worthy. Once again, I'm quoting RSD. Go check them out. You feel like I'm not worthy of this money. I'm not worthy of this body. I've ate too much, too many donuts. You are worthy. If you think about it, you are worthy. Not like, oh, you should bow down to be worthy. No, I deserve this good workout. I deserve the results of the workout. I deserve to eat healthy because I deserve to take care of myself. I deserve to help this relationship. I deserve it. I need this money. I deserve this money. Because you will always, once again, quoting RSD, you will always find a way back to push success away because you feel like you're not deserving of it subconsciously. And I know what you're thinking. No, I definitely feel like I deserve it. Chances are you probably don't. You probably subconsciously are telling yourself, oh, I don't deserve this. I don't work hard enough. Push away. It's like if someone gives you $1 million. Well, you're going to find a way to spend it all because subconsciously, well, for one, you never worked for that money, so you feel like you never deserved it, right? So if you feel like you've never deserved it, you're subconsciously going to go spend it on whatever to go back to where you always were. Once again, quoting RSD, Julian Blanc, check him out. But giving my little spin on it, my little take of how I used to feel so valuable right out of high school. And, I was still lingering with it and doing good, but because I felt like I didn't deserve this value anymore. But really, it wasn't that. It was that I felt like I was too scared to start over, so I still felt like I didn't deserve it, when really, it's okay to start over sometimes. Keep that value that you had and add more to it to get back up to where you were. That doesn't mean you're better than anybody. That's not what I'm saying, if anyone's taking it that way. I know people will hear stuff like this and take it the complete wrong direction, but what you need to do is take this and use it as, what can I say to make myself more valuable at any given moment? What you got to do is believe everything you're saying is valuable. Even if you're wrong. Because if you're wrong, if you admit it, that even shows more value in itself. That shows more value in itself because you're valuing the fact that you can admit you're wrong. Okay? When you talk to women, if you're talking to women, about, this is just for perspective of like dating. Okay? If you're talking to women about, let's say sex is a subject, if you're open about it, or if you just say something like, oh yeah, we got naked, if you say it like that, well, you're showing that you're comfortable talking about sex because you're comfortable with your own body, right? So if you're talking about sex and that's a subject, or alcohol, or anything that leads to sex, anything in that realm of area, well, no, I'm not saying go be a pervert. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when that subject is brought up specifically and you're comfortable with that, let's say you're on a date and a girl brings up, how many people you've been with, or what's the craziest sex story you have, or what's the craziest experience you had. You will say, for example, if you go, well, we went in my room and we got naked. Like, and I know it's kind of funny there. I guess you could do something like that. But when you say, like, oh, we got naked, we took our clothes off, it's showing that you don't value your own body and your body's not at high value. But instead, you're like, yep, well, first we went in our room, we took our clothes off, we got naked. And then when you talk like that, now, I'm not saying to talk exactly like that. That's how I talk. But when you're fully comfortable, when you feel fully comfortable talking like, yeah, I got naked and then we had sex, that is showing that you are comfortable with your own body. Now, I'm going a little bit off past to like the romantic dating area, but same with relationships. You're talking about the good and bad in a relationship, of talking to one another and really communicating with one another. You show that you are at value. If you value yourself, then that person will value you even more, and it will show that you value them. And that is what's going to help the relationship. Not, basically putting them on a pedestal and undervaluing yourself, because then they're going to feel undervalued because you're not confident in yourself. And that's just how that works. And we could go so on and so on and so on about how this really works. God, my shoulders are good today. Sorry. About how this works. So let's see, self-esteem, past value, not wanting to go to school, salvaging a relationship, RSD dedication. Going over a lot of what I wanted to talk about. That's 15 minutes. Sorry, I'm jacked up on some Mountain Dew. So, I posted on my Snapchat. I'm gonna end with this. This is gonna be a little bit of a short video, but like I said, I think it's my most valued video of information. And I know I've ripped a lot off from other people, but like I said, I'm giving my spin on it. And when you think about it, when it really sinks in, I feel like I have a way of talking to the people who watch me that can resonate with them really well. So let me say this, is that when I was really down in the dumps about a year ago, I had no value to myself. I didn't talk with value. I totally lost everything that meant to me. I felt like got out of a relationship that I wanted to stay in, and so on, and felt I felt down in the dumps. I really undervalued myself, and it made myself worse. And I used humor. I used a lot of humor to cope with it. And there was a video I saw, and it came up of me just acting totally stupid, totally like goofy, and like it's something I clearly probably sent to my friends. And I remember just looking at the video like, God, that poor son of a bitch, because I could tell that. Well, I can tell. Maybe some people can't tell. Maybe and I know some people can't tell because I posted the video and a lot of people laughed at it. Okay, a lot of people thought it was funny, but what they also thought when I posted the video, I put on there. I could actually read it. Oh, it's on my phone. I can't read it. I basically just put, I was really down in the dumps. I'm glad I'm not this person anymore. I was using humor to cope with myself, but I'm glad I pushed through, and I'm a different person now. And that person a year ago, I look at it and I'm like, God, this is so disgusting. Like, I love joking around. It's my thing. I love joking around. It's a lot of people's thing. But in this video, you could tell that it was just me coping with whatever pain I had. And yeah, it was probably funny to a lot of people, but to me, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was just like kind of gross and sick, because I could just see the sadness in my eyes, and the rest was just all humor to cope and mask the sadness that I had, and it's crazy looking at that, right? Because you just really realize how bad it was and stuff. But going back to what I was talking about, a lot of people swiped up and thought I was joking. People didn't know people really thought I was joking around. Some people were like, and maybe how I said it seemed like I was joking around or whatever, but a lot of people swiped up and were like, only a couple people swiped up and were like, hey man, I could tell you really were being serious about that post. I'm glad you're in a better place. Well, one person in particular, was swiped it up and kind of reminded me, and this is kind of why I made the video. He reminded me of, hey man, you're always the life of the party, all this, and that. And he's like, and I barely even know you, which is so crazy to me because I barely even know that guy too, but I have so many memories with this dude. I have so many memories with him, and all of them were positive and good memories and joking around, and it's crazy the impact you could have on someone that you could still think of today. And I know right now you're just thinking of like those couple people who you used to see at parties all the time. You never hung out with them, but you'd always see them at parties, and you always have a funny memory with them, at a funny like 5, 6, maybe 10 memories with them as being funny and a joyful time. You'll always remember them. And that's how I am with this person, right? And it's funny because I thought about this person a couple times in this past month, And he said the same thing to me. And I thought it was so funny because we both had very high value of where we're from and stuff, and we both resonated with each other like that. And we both had true confidence, and we were able to kind of compliment each other on, hey, I know you were down in the dumps, I'm just glad you were doing better. And, I complimented him after he complimented me and told him, like, hey, dude, I have these 5, 6 memories with you that I still today will think of, like, multiple times in a year. And this past month I've thought about it. Just seeing your snaps and stuff always remind me of it. And it's crazy because people will ask me if I know you. And those memories always come back and laugh. Now think about that, right? Think about the impact you can have on, and maybe some people don't care, but I really feel like most people do. The impact that you can have on multiple people that can go back and really think like, man, like we only have like 3 or 4 memories together, but they were so great. Imagine that good feeling that you can have with people, that you can really impact their lives so positively and put them in such a good mood. In that little moment, you made them laugh so hard in that moment. You made them feel so special in that moment that years on down the road, you may not have known them. You may have only known them socially and not like it was a true friendship, but they still remember you, and they remember that feeling of laughter and joy that you put on them. Now, that is high value. That right there is how to hold yourself up with high value. That right there is the key to being social and to true confidence and true self-esteem, is putting marks on people's life and bringing them joy. Because let's be real, man, we're on this earth not so long, and once we bring other people joy, ultimately it brings us joy. And when we have this give and take mentality, not give and take, give and take mentality, where we do these trade-offs and just putting marks on people's lives and really making them feel special, and then making you feel special. The more we have people doing that and talking at high value, and feeling of high value and of high self-esteem, I really think the better place we're going to live in. And the more laughter we're going to have, more memories we're going to have. I want to do a video on separately on how I stay happy, but right now I'll give you some tips. A lot of people ask me, are you afraid of death? I'm kidding, Eminem. A lot of people ask me stupid fucking questions. So, sorry, I love Eminem. Eminem. People always ask me, why are you always smiling? Why do you always stay happy? And it's like, I'm not always happy. I'm in a bad mood. Not a lot, but I'm in a bad mood sometimes, and people don't realize it. Sometimes, a lot of times people do, because I'm in usually a really good mood, so when I am in a bad mood, people will, notice it. But really, it is just time of learning, before you go out, before you do anything, if you just watch a comedy, or watch a funny video of something that's going to make you laugh and smile and put you in that good mood, and then you go out and you walk down the street and you're like still thinking of like that funny thing that your friend said, or that funny meme that your friend sent you, or that funny movie you just watched, or that funny whatever you just watched, and you're smiling, people are going to see that, and they're going to sense that happiness and laughter, and it's going to make them happier. And then, boom, I don't know if you should say uphill or downhill. I guess downhill is easier, so I would say that. But uphill, I guess it's all uphill from there. It's all positive from there, right? It's all positive from there. It's all laughs and smiles. You know what I mean? It's people reading you and your energy and how happy you are from just a fucking video, And it's as simple as that. And once you get that smile from that person smiling is smiling because of you, and that makes you smile. Then the next person smiles because you're still smiling from that person smiling, and you didn't know what that person was smiling about, realizing that it was because of you and the aura that you gave off. And then boom, you just keep having these positive auras. Now, personally, I got to work on not letting one person ruin my happy aura, because a lot of times I'll have this happy aura, and I'll do that, and I'll keep making people happy, and they keep making me happy, and it just goes down the road and down the road and down the road. And then there's one shitty person that always has to suck the fun out of it, and whatever you do. And a lot of times I let that shit just bother me for like a day and a half. I swear to you. You could ask my friends, you ask my family. They'll know, those that are close to me, they'll know that I will let one bad apple ruin the whole bunch. And what I really gotta work on, and I'm gonna try to practice what I preach, is when one, and I did this today or yesterday actually. One bad apple. Someone said something to me and it just like irked me, and all you got to do is tell yourself, that's not personal. It's on them. They didn't mean that. Throw that apple away. It's not gonna ruin my bunch. And if you look at it like that, I think you'll be good. 25 minutes. I think this is the most important, essential video I've had yet. Hope the audio is good. Thank you so much for listening. Love you guys. Amen.